Before we get into today's episode of the pod, I just want to give a quick shout out to M. Rax, who actually just released his highly anticipated album, Until Further Notice. It came out March 13th. This massive project packs 17 tracks, and the sound that's been building hype across the board is actually in the intro and outro music for this podcast. His creative force behind the scenes is what's going to make this album super special. So make sure to tune in for the full length of body of work you seriously won't want to sleep on. Until Further Notice officially is out now on all platforms.
Here I go, here I go, here I go. Yeah, here I go, here I go.
Welcome in, everyone, to yet another episode of The Take with your host, Jackson Burleson, of course. And in today's episode, we have a very special guest joining me here, the host of Three's a Crowd on YouTube. I'll put the link in the description for it. Preston Vargas, also a UCF fan. Keep that in mind. We're filling out our brackets.
Go Knights.
Appreciate you hopping on, man.
Yes, as always, thank you for having me. Know you've been on my channel a lot.
Yeah, we've been streaming. I know you guys have seen a couple times me post it on my story on the podcast accounts and things like that. We watched, I mean, we streamed everything from college football to college basketball to NBA. So we've done everything. So um,
And we'll be streaming March Madness again this week.
yeah, I'll probably hop on a stream on like Thursday or something like that because I know I'm gonna be watching all day. I know everybody's gonna be glued to the
Yeah.
TV, but we'll get into everything when it comes to the bracket and things like that later in this episode. Before we get into it, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment, like, share. Let's get into it. Also, don't forget to join the Take bracket pool. I will put that in the description so you can fill out your brackets, see who can win. I did pretty well last year. I don't know how it'll be this year, but we'll see. We'll just get into some quick news real quick.
All
I
right.
know I haven't really talked about much NFL free agency on here. And there was one in particular I wanted to really address. It was the Max Crosby situation. He gets traded to Baltimore, and then the Ravens back out of the trade. So Max Crosby's now a Raider. Trey Hendrickson gets a massive deal. They basically plug and play him. Like I honestly kind of feel bad for Max in a way. Now I think the writing's on the wall that eventually he's going to get traded from Las Vegas. I don't see a world where they keep him. I like what do you think about that?
I mean, yeah, it's crazy that the Ravens didn't decide to keep Max Crosby. I assume it was a failed fiscal or something.
Yeah.
He definitely can't stay with the Raiders now, that's for sure.
And he was saying like he had like a quote or whatever. He was saying he wanted to be like 200% by training camp.
How? I mean, I don't know how you could. I mean, he's got that knee injury that he suffered toward the end of the season, which is why they kept him out. I guess is more serious than we thought, which is why the Ravens decided to not go through with the trade. I guess not worth 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, I guess not. And I mean, I feel like Max Crosby as a player I think he's worth that amount. I mean, he's one of the best players at his position, top three easily. But you get Trey Hendrickson, a guy who's really been good. I mean, he had like I think like over like 33, 34 sacks in like two in his last 2 seasons. So like I like that addition for the Ravens. It's not really a huge setback for me because he's still a really good player. He was just on a bad defense and he was still shining. So, I mean, I think it's a good move for the Ravens to get him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He was their only bright spot on that Cincinnati defense the past couple of years. And apparently the Ravens were saying that they wanted to get both him and Crosby. I don't know how the cap situation would have worked there. Plus you had Lamar and Derrick Henry. How are you going to justify that? That's the key.
Yeah, I don't know how you pay both of them. Like that
Mhm.
because Max Crosby's already got like a 170 some odd million dollar contract. Like when he
Hmm.
signed, I think he was the highest paid like at his position. So yeah, yeah, it's a weird one for me. And the Raiders have spent a bunch of money in free agency. They spent $280 million in free agency. Holy dude. I mean,
Getting Crosby back is going to put them over the cap, which is why you have to get rid of him.
you think that's the main reason they are trying to trade him?
I mean, they thought they had him off the books when they traded him to Baltimore initially, which is why on Monday they started signing all these free agents. And then that Tuesday, we got the news that it was Knicks.
Yeah, yeah, I was a little bit surprised. I think it was a good move for the Ravens to get Max Crosby, but like we said, I don't think, getting Trey Hendrickson's bad either. The other one for me, I think this is probably the biggest one, and I think the Chiefs really needed a running back. They were kind of at the bottom, of the pack when it came to rushing the football per game on average. And now you add the Super Bowl MVP, Kenneth Walker. Are you kidding me? I mean, like, come on, man. Like, are we really we're gonna start hating the Chiefs again? You give
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes a Super Bowl MVP, a Super Bowl MVP, a dude who balled out. The only thing I will say about Kenneth Walker is last year was probably his first year he's actually been healthy. So don't be surprised if he goes to Kansas City and starts getting hurt again. I'm just saying.
I mean, I can see your point there with him getting hurt. And yeah, he was healthy last season, but man, the rich just keep getting richer in this situation. That's all I have to say about that.
Well, I mean, the Chiefs had to make a move.
Oh yeah.
They had to make a move. And now Mahomes has a security blanket, which really helps. He's a great running back.
And plus you
So
get the news that Kelsey's coming back next season.
I, I don't even know why he's even bothering.
I agree with you.
I mean, he's
Just
awful.
to the sunset.
He was dropping so many passes that he usually makes. Like
Yeah.
you saw Father Time right up with him last year. You knew
Yeah.
that, okay, this is probably his last year. And I thought the Chiefs were probably going to push him out the door, but now they're keeping him around. That's kind of insane.
Yeah, I don't know how he's going to be that much of a contributor like he has been in the past. I just don't see it. Like you said, with the production drop, he dropping all these balls, and I mean, how old is he? 36 now, or he'll be 37
I
next
mean, he's
year.
old and he's been in the league for a long time. He's got a lot of miles on him.
And plus, you're dating Taylor Swift. You're going to marry her. We won't get into that.
Yeah, we're moving on after that one. And then I think that okay, since we're both laughing, I think this is kind of funny, honestly. So Kyler Murray, he signed with the Minnesota Vikings. It was pretty low contract, honestly. I mean, chump change,
Yeah.
1.3 million dollars, 1 year deal. I mean, I guess the question for me is like, what's the future for JJ McCarthy? I mean, because you decided last year that you were going to get rid of Sam Darnold and you think JJ is your franchise quarterback. It seemed like they were trying to groom him to be that. But then you go and sign Kyler Murray. Wait, like I don't know what to make of that.
You and I have had this conversation about Kyler Murray before. I mean, we both think he's not that good anymore.
He's not.
The only reason the Vikings signed him is to give J.J. McCarthy competition. And I think McCarthy is going to be the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings week one.
Really? You think McCarthy wins the starting job over Kyler Murray?
Oh, yeah. I mean, J.J. McCarthy is his highs were good, but his lows were very, very bad in a way. But you can't pin that all on J.J. McCarthy. I mean, he was injured a lot this season. Yeah, he missed Justin Jefferson a lot, but look at that comeback win week one against the Bears, and then play against the Lions when he came back after missing a couple weeks. He's shown flashes last year. I don't think you can just cast him off just yet.
Yeah, it's only 1 year, and I'm not casting him off, but I mean, it kind of, I see what you're saying when it's like motivation. may have played a factor into signing him because you get somebody behind him that's like, I mean, Kyler Murray can start. I mean, he definitely
Yes.
can. But I also don't think that system is good for him. I mean, he's not that type of pocket passer quarterback. He's just not. Like, if he does play, the Vikings offense is going to look completely different. Or they're gonna run the same thing, and I feel like it's just gonna be a repeat of what it was in Arizona last year, where you saw Jacoby Brissett come in, look better. Maybe Brissett's not a better player, but in the system he was in, he was better. He was more fitted for that scheme. That's what I think we might see in Minnesota.
I mean, I agree with you there. He's not a pocket passer. He tends to go out and scramble a lot to try to extend the pocket, but he can't throw deep outside of that 2020 Hail Mary against the Bills. Out, before he tore his ACL, he was good. He just has been the same since.
No, because I mean, he doesn't have that speed. I mean, he used to be so fast. No one
Hmm.
used to be able to catch him. I mean, I remember that game against the Raiders where he basically ran across the field. I think it was to tie the game, or maybe it was to win in overtime. I can't remember exactly like what the situation was. I think it was a couple years ago back, but I know they were playing the Raiders, and I know he was doing some crazy things, extending plays and things like that. And yeah, we just saw that kind of diminish this
Yeah.
year. And this was the last year for last year was the last time for Kyler to prove that he was a franchise guy, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you got benched for Jacoby Brissett. You weren't really out for the season, I don't think. I think he was healthy enough to come back the last 4 weeks. They
Oh
just
yeah,
signed Jacoby Brissett.
because he was playing better. I mean, Jacoby Brissett, he literally had Trey McBride on a career year.
And the team rallied around him. That's the thing.
Gotta have that. You gotta have
Mhm.
that. I know we only talked about a few NFL free agency things. I know I'm gonna make a bigger pod later, talking about all this. But is there one other NFL free agency pickup in your opinion that really stands out to you?
I mean, the Hendrickson one, the has stood out to me, but I mean, I guess if we're talking about someone that's not on the list, I would say Kevin Byard going to the Patriots on that 1 year deal. I think him going back, getting familiar, he has that familiarity with Mike Vrabel. With he was with Tennessee. I think he'll pair up well there in New England.
And I'll mention one just before we move on. Mike Evans to the 49ers.
Oh yeah,
Love
forgot
it.
about that.
Love it. Oh my God. You're getting Mike Evans? Oh man. I don't care how old he is. He's still really good.
Just watch out for that electrical substation.
Oh man. Let's move on to Bam Adebayo. So I have not been able to address this. Everybody listening knows I'm a diehard Miami Heat fan. And
Hmm.
to be honest, dude, I I watch most of the Heat games, but that one night I did not watch. And I was like, "Oh, we're playing the Wizards, dude. It's not even going to be a good game." And I missed it. And I like I couldn't believe it. Like out of all the players that I would have picked to score 83 and pass Kobe, Bam wouldn't have touched that list. You could have put 20 players in front of me. Give me 20 guesses. Hey, who's going to score 83? Bam wouldn't have been in my 20 predictions. I'm telling you right now. It wouldn't have been. It would have been guys like Luca, SGA, or like I don't know, like a Dame, like somebody who shoots the ball a lot and is a scorer. Like not in SGA with the free throws. Like you think a guy like that would shoot 43 free throws. But no, Bam Adebayo shot 43 free throws. NBA, he made the most free throws and attempted the most free throws in an NBA game ever. But
Oh,
I feel like that's the disappointing part about it is because everyone's complaining about that. Stop complaining about it. He made the free throws. If he misses what? Wait, like three of them, I think he's at 80. So like people discrediting him because he was shooting a lot of free throws is just it's just dumb because the Wizards were fouling him on purpose. They were triple teaming him on an inbound. They were also fouling Miami Heat teammates so he couldn't get the ball. So he couldn't break the record. That's unethical. Whatever there people are talking about with the Heat and the free throws, it's not fair.
The only thing I would see as unethical is that you guys were up by like 40 points with several minutes to go in the game that it still kept him out there.
But
That's the only
technically we cut it to the Wizards cut it to 11
they
somewhere
did.
in the fourth quarter. That's what Bam said. Bam said that he literally had to play because they were kind of getting back into the game. But at that point he was in long enough so he just stayed in and went for the record.
But he was the only starter out there toward the end of the game.
Yeah, because everyone else was hurt. Like Kellyanne Ware wasn't playing, Tyler Hero wasn't playing. I mean, he was literally the only person that was playing that night for the Heat.
Uh-huh.
So that's why
And
he
then
was in that position.
uh
Because it wouldn't have happened if we were healthy. No way. There's no way Bam Adebayo is shooting 22 threes with Tyler Hero on the floor. No way.
mhm.
I just don't see it happening.
I mean, I can see your point there. I mean, no Tyler Hero, which is why he got all those extra points.
And I mean, people like don't I feel like people like he had an historic first quarter. I mean, he had
Uh
30 points in the first quarter. I think it was 31. Like, I mean, he went nuts in the first quarter. Nuts. And then they all of a sudden, the Wizards want to. That was bad coaching. I mean, awful, awful coaching. But the thing is, everyone's like, oh, like I could score on the Wizards. I could score 10 points on the Wizards. You're not an NBA player. No, you're not. You cannot sit
oh.
here and tell me you can score 10 points on the Wizards if you're not an NBA player. And tell me this the only guy I looked through the entire season with this. You want to know who the second highest player, score the most on the Wizards this year was before Bam? Like who scored the most on the
Uh,
Wizards before Bam?
you want the number of points or the
No, I
player?
know. I know the answer.
Uh, I'll give you the number. I would say 30.
No, it's 48. Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
I think it was like I can't remember the date, but he was second. So you're telling me the Wizards are so bad, but the most that that team has given up was not even over 50 before this game. So I don't want to
Mm.
hear the Wizards crap. The G League team. You go try and score 83 points. It's so hard. Even LeBron, the highest scoring, the most points in NBA history, hasn't scored 70. His career high is 61. And I get the whole thing with the Kobe's 81 is better. Yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
that. But
Mhm.
don't take it out on Bam just because you like Kobe's 81 point game better.
Absolutely. It's still a historic moment scoring 83 points in an NBA game against an NBA team. That's the thing. You know what the Wizards did in their next game against the Magic? They sent it to overtime. Luckily, we won, but we nearly blew a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter.
That's what I'm saying. Like anything can happen at any given night. And I'm tired of the hate that he's been getting. And I
Mhm.
think everyone needs to appreciate what he just did and how he did it.
And I saw this stat that him and Asia Wilson are the first or NBA and WNBA couple to have the active scoring record by
Yeah,
an
I'm not gonna
active.
lie, that's sick, dude. Like, that's really cool. Like, such a small world. All right. So we kind of addressed that. I wanted to talk about that. Now, before we get into our brackets, we're gonna fill out our brackets. Make
Okay.
sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, comment what you think about the pod so far. Join the bracket pool, link in the description. So first, before we get into the bracket and show you, our upsets, we already filled out our round of 64. So that is already filled out. We're kind of dive into like what our upsets are, and then what matchup we think is the most 50-50. But I think one thing to really acknowledge about this field that I think is very different from years past, you have a lot of mid-major teams in here. I mean, you had
Mhm.
several conferences have multiple bid leagues. Like the Atlantic 10 was a multiple bid. Even the MAC was a multiple bid league. I mean, I think that's kind of unprecedented, and I don't really think I've seen that before.
I mean, the A10 has historically been, I wouldn't have put them in a mid-major category, but they're not a power conference category. The A10's mostly been right there in the middle.
Yeah, mid-major.
But I would not the mid-major like the 16 seeds, you know.
I guess those are probably like, I guess I think of mid-major conferences if you're not like Power Four. Like I feel like mid-major conferences, like I don't consider the American, like I wouldn't put the American and the A10 in the same breath.
I would say I would categorize them as the Power Four, Power Five. You have the Power Five, ACC, Big East, those conferences, and then I would say the American A10, Mountain West, West Coast Conference as high majors, and then mid majors would be teams like UMBC, America East teams, ASUN, those kind of teams.
Or like the WAC or something like that.
Yeah,
Okay, so like conferences. Okay, yeah, I see what you're
like
saying.
teams that regularly get like below the 12 seed usually.
Okay. So like teams like that. I guess I've always considered like everyone outside of the Power Four, Power Five, a mid-major conference, just because they're not playing the toughest competition all year. That's kind of what I base it off of. Yeah, I think this is a very deep tournament. I think there's a lot of good teams. I'm really impressed with the one seed line, in my opinion. I have one thing I want to pick on. I feel like Florida should have dropped out of the one line and Houston should have moved up because Florida lost in the semifinals of the SEC tournament and Houston lost in the final of their Big 12 tournament. What do you think about that?
I would have agreed with you if Houston would have won the Big 12 tournament, then I would put them as the as one of the one seeds. But I think Florida's resume, let's not forget they finished on a 12 game winning streak in the SEC and they're a 10 bid league.
Yeah, I get that, but like for me, I feel like Houston lost by 4 to Arizona in the Big 12 title. I mean, it wasn't a blowout. It was a close, very competitive game.
Uh-huh.
That's why I was like, hey, they kind of got blown out in the SEC, tournament before the final. Maybe there was an argument to put Houston over them.
I get it,
That
but I
was
think
that was really the only thing.
they ultimately got it right in the end.
I think both of them had a case.
Yeah.
I see your point with the 12 game winning streak and things like that. I just don't think you can lose to Vanderbilt by that much and still be a one seed, if you know what I mean. Like,
What was the score?
I think it was like 91 to like 74. I mean, they got blown out.
Really
So,
pull that up.
I mean, the game wasn't really close. I mean, they just got outplayed.
Oh yeah, 91 to 74.
Yeah, that's a pretty big time blowout in my eyes.
I
And you
mean,
lost to a team that didn't even win the SEC.
their only losses were to UConn, Duke. Duke's a one seed, TCU, who's in the tournament, Arizona, who's a number one seed. Their strength of schedule was one of the best in the country. Their only loss to a team outside of the NCAA tournament was Auburn, and they're one of the first teams on the bubble out.
All right, so we're looking at the bracket. Um, so like I said, we filled out our round of 64 already. Um, so I'll go through some of my upsets that I got first. So like the one upset I do have, which 8-9 games are those are always
What
50-50
games?
anyways. So I feel like those aren't really like massive upsets, but I'll throw it in there anyways. Number nine, Utah State over Villanova. Um, that's one. And then I've got Missouri beating Miami. Missouri's a 10 seed. Miami is a seventh seed. And
Mm,
then what's my other upset? I mean, I'll throw St. Louis in there. I've got St. Louis beating Georgia. St. Louis is a nine seed. Georgia is an eight seed. And then I've got two more upsets. I've got VCU beating North Carolina in the first round. And the
interesting.
main reason is Caleb Wilson is not playing. He's out for the season.
Yeah.
And they're hot. VCU is hot. They had to win the Atlantic 10 to make this tournament. And then the
Mm,
final one, Santa Clara over Kentucky. Santa Clara is a 10 seed, Kentucky's a 7 seed. I have not been very impressed with Kentucky this year. They're super up and down for me. I just really don't trust them. That's kind of the bottom line.
yeah. I mean, Kentucky is one of those teams where they are in the SEC, which is one of the toughest conferences, but at the same time, they've been incredibly streaky, getting blown out by good teams.
Yeah, and I also think like that's kind of where I'm at with them because I think they're talented. I think they're good enough. I mean, they
Uh,
have good players, but it's just like for me, I don't really know. I feel like Kentucky's kind of lost they're obviously a blue blood, but I feel like they've lost that
yeah.
special
I mean,
touch they used
especially
to have.
after Calipari left them.
What are some upsets you have in the first round?
Okay, so one upset that I do have is out of the Midwest bracket, I have Akron beating Texas Tech. I say
Wow.
they said with about North Carolina, but they don't have Texas Tech doesn't have JT Toppin. That's the thing. And then Akron going on that incredible run to get to this point.
Yeah. Is that what are the other ones you got?
Uh, I did pick St. Louis over Georgia. That's what I thought. Missouri over Miami because Missouri has the home court advantage there with the game being in St. Louis. And then the other ones, Texas A&M over St. Mary's, I think is a potential upset. Oh, here's one that I have. Troy over Nebraska. Troy going in for the second time in a row. And then
Wow.
and let's face it, Nebraska, I don't think they're the best team. They were kind of a fraudulent, undefeated, and then going through the rest of the Big Ten gauntlet really showed. But looking at the records, even though Troy doesn't have the best record, I think they could still beat Nebraska in this round.
Okay. I don't hate that one. Honestly, I was thinking about picking Troy for that game, but for me, I feel like when you have a coach like Fred Hoiberg, I feel like he's going to come with something nice. I think he's going to have a good game plan. And I see what you're saying. I mean, Nebraska doesn't really, when they don't shoot the ball well, they really struggle.
Oh yeah.
When they played UCLA at UCLA, goodness, that was atrocious. I mean, when they can't score, they're not good. But I feel like they kind of have this cloud hanging over their head right now, where it's like they haven't won an NCAA tournament game. So I feel like they have to get this. Because if they
Yes.
don't, it's like, then why win these many games?
Because how long has Hoiberg been there?
He's been the Nebraska head coach since 2019. So yeah,
Oh
right before COVID.
yeah.
And I mean, he's done a great job turning around the program.
Oh yeah.
I feel like they have good players. It's so funny. Sam Hoiberg, I think, is one of those guys that's going to have to be able to score and control the game. They do have bigs that can dominate, but I feel like sometimes they just stall out on offense, and that's kind of where I'm like, yeah. But I still picked them to win that one. Where do you want to start in this bet? Do you want to start in the East region and then kind of like do each region and like get
Yeah,
to our final four on each region?
yeah, we can start the East region before we start. One more upset. UCF over UCLA.
Yeah, I actually have UCLA winning that game.
Ah,
Unfortunately, I do. For me, it's just like I've seen UCF just blow leads. I don't like that. I mean, that game against Baylor, dude, you can't do that in the
absolutely.
NCAA tournament. If I see that
Can't lose
again,
three straight games to end the regular season either.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think they're good enough.
We were lucky to beat Cincinnati.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys won that game. I really don't. I really don't. I think that was lucky. That was lucky. But yeah, I think it kind of depends because beginning of the season, you guys were like on fire. But then
Oh
you
yeah,
guys hit this rough patch. Like, what kind of UCF team are you gonna get? I think that's the question.
oh yeah. That's the thing. But I had to pick them in the first round.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go against your team. I get that.
Yeah.
Um, so any other upsets that you have?
No, those were all my upsets.
All your upsets? Okay, let us know in the comments what upsets you guys got. So we'll start in the East region. We'll fill out the East region. We'll go to the West, and we'll kind of get to our Final Four. So,
All
um,
right.
first matchup that I think a lot of people are going to be very interested in is um, I'll start with Duke and Ohio State. I've got those two meeting in that round. I mean, Duke should win this, right? I mean, it
Yeah,
should be
I
it
think
should be a pretty it should be a pretty clear-cut victory. So I'll pencil in Duke to go into the Sweet 16. St. John's in Kansas. Now
oh yeah.
this is an interesting game here.
Oh yeah. Two legendary coaches, Rick Pitino, Bill Self. It should be a great one.
I'm just I think Kansas is good,
Yeah.
but I don't think they're that good.
Hmm.
And I think they lose games sometimes they probably should win. So I'm kind of leaning towards St. John's on this one.
I agree with you there. I think Rick Pitino is a better coach. You saw that run he went on the Big East tournament, blowing out UConn in the final. A
But
complete
that was
reversal.
crazy. They got blown out by UConn and then they blew out UConn. Great turnaround.
Hmm. And then I think they blew out UConn when they first met back in January.
And also for me, the Darren Peterson thing is really like a huge factor for me in this game
Oh
because
yeah.
who
Willie Lowe
knows if he
managed the
shows up.
tournament.
We don't know what kind of player we're gonna get there. He could either go for 35 or he could shoot like 3 of 24. We don't know.
Or Willie Lowe managed for the draft.
We don't know. That's one game that's weird. That's one game that's weird. Going
Oh yeah.
down, Michigan State. I got Michigan State playing Louisville.
Hmm.
I'll go Michigan State on this one. I mean, Jeremy Fears is really good. Jackson Kohler is really good. Tom Izzo.
Oh yeah, you can't bet against Tom Izzo in the round of 32, especially over Louisville. Give me the Spartans.
Next, I know you don't have UCLA in here,
Uh,
but UConn. I got UConn UCLA. You got UConn UCF.
yes.
I
And
don't
unfortunately,
think.
we're the
I,
right ends for UCF
yeah,
against
I don't
the
think
boys.
UConn's really gonna see a challenge there.
I
So
think
now
we'll make
the
it interesting like we did against Duke back in 2019, but I think UConn will ultimately prevail in that one.
Yeah, and I think UCLA will kind of do the similar thing there. Um, and then Sweet 16 in the East region. I think we have the same Sweet 16. Duke, St. John's, Michigan State, UConn in
Yeah.
the East region. I mean, I think Duke is gonna have a tough time closing out St. John's, but I'm still taking Duke there. They're so talented. Cameron Boozer, like you saw him in the ACC
Oh
championship
yeah.
game. Dude just grabbed the ball from a player, ripped it, said, "That's my ball," and put it up.
Yeah, Cam Boozer, Malik Brown,
His
all those
brother,
guys.
his brother showed out.
Hayden Boozer off the
14
bench.
points in the ACC championship. I mean, that's insane.
Oh yeah, give me Duke, John Shire. They got a great team.
Now, Michigan State, UConn.
Uh-huh.
This is,
Two legendary coaches, two Hall of Fame coaches.
I really want to pick UConn here, but to me, I really factor in regular season a lot when looking at these. And are they battle tested or not? I feel like Michigan State's a little bit more battle tested. They beat Purdue at Purdue. I'm going to go to the Spartans here.
That's a good pick, but for me, I can't go against Dan Hurley in March. I'm still taking UConn in that one.
Okay, so you got UConn in there. Okay, so I've got Duke, Michigan State in the Elite Eight in the East region, and you have UConn and Duke. I mean, I think I'm picking Duke either way. It, it doesn't matter who they play. I
Oh yeah,
mean,
I think they'll get through the that East bracket. Not easily, but they're going to win the East bracket.
okay, so we both have Duke in the Final Four. Now let's go
Oh,
to the West.
okay,
All right. So obviously Arizona. I've got Arizona and Utah State in that
okay.
round of 32.
I have Arizona, Villanova.
Okay. I think Arizona wins either way.
Oh yeah, Arizona over Villanova, 100%.
I mean, we streamed that Iowa State Arizona game together, and that was pretty eye-opening.
Caleb or Koa Pete, Braden Burries, they can all play well. Del Orso off the bench, he's a good scorer. I'm taking Arizona.
Krivas dominant.
Rivas,
Now,
Karchakov.
yeah, that's the thing. The thing with Arizona is, can they make it past the Sweet 16? It's always
Uh,
been the thing. Can they actually? We know they're talented, we know they're good, but can they actually do it? I think that's kind of the question mark. I got Wisconsin and Arkansas
uh-huh.
matching up. I got Arkansas. This is the hottest team in the tournament right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I picked Arkansas too. Can't go against Calipari.
And what I'm surprised about is that they kind of looked shaky towards the end of the regular season, and then they just snapped into a gear I haven't really seen them be in this year. And they just looked dominant. Their guard play
Darius
was
Acuff,
great.
he's going to be the key. Darius Acuff to for Arkansas to get through. I mean, he can put up 50, he can put up 30, whichever you need him to.
Yeah, I think he's like one of the best players in the country. So I mean, and I just
Definitely
think
top five
Wisconsin's
pick
going to have a
for sure.
hard time guarding him.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, I think Arkansas is a pretty safe pick there. BYU and Gonzaga. God,
that's a good matchup.
do I want to take DeBonsa or do I want to trust Mark Few?
That's the key. I mean,
And BYU has not been that good as of late.
I went back and forth on this one, but I think I got to go with Mark Few in this situation.
Okay, yeah, I'm agree with you on that. I'm gonna go Gonzaga as well. I don't know. I just feel like if you can shut down DeBonsa, which I feel like they will, and make him pass the ball, I feel like BYU's not really all that good.
Uh-huh.
Next matchup, I got Missouri and Purdue.
Uh-huh.
Purdue shocked the world today. They were seventh seed, won the Big Ten tournament.
Really, a seventh seed.
They were seventh seed in the Big Ten tournament and won.
Oh wow.
That's
I didn't
insane.
realize I didn't realize Purdue was that low. I thought they were
I think they're one of the lowest seeded teams to ever win the Big Ten tournament, ever.
really. They're
Yeah,
two.
and they jump they that literally propelled them to a two seed because I think they were probably on the four line, maybe the five line before that.
I mean, I always knew Purdue was in the top 10, but actually I think they moved down to 18th in the AP poll the last week or so. And I think yeah, that run in the Big Ten tournament definitely propelled them to the two seed. And they're definitely one of the hottest teams in the tournament, which is why I picked them.
So you picked them to beat Missouri?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Braden Smith, one of the best point guards in the country. He's about to break the all-time assist record So
Oh,
we'll see if he can get, I'm sure he can get that. Um, Now, Sweet 16 time. Arizona, Arkansas.
Arizona, Arkansas.
My gosh. I just, God, people are gonna hate me, man. I'm going Arkansas here, dude.
Really?
I think Arizona's gonna choke again. I don't know. I just got this gut feeling. I don't know what it is. Like, I just don't trust Arizona to make deep runs in the tournament anymore.
I mean, that's a that's a bold claim there, but I still like what I've seen from Arizona this season.
I'm picking Arkansas, upset,
Okay.
and you'll pick Arizona. That's fine. I I really think John Calipari and this Arkansas team, conference tournaments, winning your conference tournament in the way they did, I think you have to acknowledge that. And I don't know. I feel like Arizona's got a lot of pressure, and it's a weird thing. I feel like they really kind of remind me of like the Dallas Cowboys in a way with college basketball, where like they're this amazing program. They have the symbol, they're, blue blood, whatever, but they haven't won in like this whole entire 2000s era. So, like, when was the last time Arizona even made a Final Four?
So the last time Arizona
2001. It's been
really
25 years since they've made a Final Four. You know how many good teams they've had since then? Oh my gosh, they've had so many. They've had so many teams that look exactly like this.
so they haven't made a Final Four in any of our lifetimes.
No,
Last Elite Eight, 2015.
I think they're the most talented team in the country, but for some reason, I don't know. I don't trust them. I don't.
Yeah, that's I see your point there, but I still can't go against that team. They're so loaded.
I get it. I get it. That's the one I feel like we could talk about that one for a while.
Yeah.
And then Gonzaga, Purdue in that one. Hmm.
Like you said, the hot team factor, you got to go with Purdue in this situation.
I like Purdue. I like Purdue, and then Arkansas, Purdue. I'm gonna go Purdue. Arkansas's run is over. Purdue's in the Final Four.
And all that Arizona talk is making me want to change my pick to the Elite Eight.
Hey! Keep it. Keep your pick. Keep your
I'm,
pick. Trust
I'm
your
sticking
gut.
with my
Trust
guns.
your
I'm taking
gut.
Arizona.
Trust your gut. Trust your gut. That's the key to filling out these brackets. You don't second guess yourself. Because the minute you start doing that, that's when you start like changing everything. And Coach Painter at Purdue, he has a pedigree of winning. He's been to
Uh-huh.
national championships before. And that dude Clough, that big man they got. I mean, if you can have a big man that can control a game, that's huge, in my opinion. And I think we penciled in Duke and Purdue, and those are two teams that have that, in my
Oh
opinion.
yeah.
Arizona does have that too, but it's a little bit of a different environment in Arizona when you got that kind of pressure. I don't know. That's just my I just can't pick them. I don't know what it is. I just can't. I want to, but I can't.
You can't pick Purdue.
I can't pick Arizona. I just don't know
Oh yeah.
why I can't. Because you know why? Because I picked Arizona to win tournaments before and they folded. Yeah, they lost. They lost in the first round to Princeton in 2023. So they lost 2022. They lost to Houston. Well, maybe because I was thinking like that they made it to overtime with TCU. So I was kind of thinking like they lost that game, but they won it. Um,
Yeah. And that's the year Princeton went to the Sweet 16.
yeah. See what I'm saying? History makes sense when I talk about this. I remember to a certain degree that they just could not get the job done.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
and let's go to the South region.
Yes.
So I got Florida and Clemson meeting in that matchup.
Me too.
Uh, I'm gonna go Florida here.
Yeah. Same deal with me too.
That's an easy pick. I got Nebraska, Vanderbilt. You've got Troy in
Yes.
there. Um,
And this is where Vanderbilt's going to move on over
yeah, I've
Troy.
got Vanderbilt. I've got Vanderbilt beating Nebraska. VCU versus Illinois. I don't know if you have VCU advancing or not.
I got UNC and Illinois and picking Illinois over them.
I'm picking Illinois. I think Keaton Wagler is one of the most talented freshmen in the country. I think he's going to
Oh,
be too much to handle, in my opinion.
absolutely.
St. Mary's and Houston. I think Houston wins this one. I think Houston's too good. They're too well coached.
I
Kingston
had
Flemings is one of the best guards in the country. He can go off for 30 at any given time. Their bigs are good. They defend the ball really well.
oh yeah, I'm picking Houston too over Texas A&M in an old Southwest Conference matchup.
Really?
Yeah,
I guess I always forget that Houston was like not always in like a crazy conference.
I mean they were in the Southwest Conference with Texas, SMU, TCU,
Weren't they in the American?
yes, with
Yeah,
UCF.
yeah, they used to be in that conference. Gosh, that's insane.
Yep, and Houston have been paired in the same conference since 2006. We were with them in the Conference USA, and we moved to the American together, and then moved to the Big 12 together.
It's insane.
We're kind of rivals because of that.
Hey, that's how rivalries happen, man. I've got we got Florida and Vanderbilt,
Yep.
SEC semifinal rematch. I think Florida will get the rematch here. I
Oh yeah,
think they will.
they're not
There's
losing.
there's no way Todd Golden is gonna let this team lose twice in a row to Vanderbilt. No way.
No way.
No. Illinois, Houston. I'm going Houston here.
Yeah, I agree. This is Kelvin Sampson's year to get it done, and they have to win this game.
For real. I feel the pressure is on. Oh my gosh, we got in the Elite Eight a national championship rematch from last year. Florida and Houston in the Elite Eight. What a game that's gonna be.
Backyard as well.
Oh, oh God.
So,
I don't know, dude. This is a tough one to pick.
it was a thrilling national championship when they met last year, but
I don't know. I feel like I feel like Houston's gonna get it done. I think they're gonna get it done. I think they're a little bit more talented. I think the guard play for Houston is better. I like Xavier Lee, don't get me wrong, but I would rather have Houston's guards. But the thing about this matchup, I don't know. Now I'm psyching myself out of picking Houston now because Florida's bigs are so good. You got Thomas Ha and you've got Alex Condon. I don't know. What are you thinking with this one? I don't know.
I mean, I picked Florida to win over Houston this one. But I think it's going to be come down to the last possession, like it did for the national championship.
Oh, Ruben Chinchilla. That's who I was thinking of. He's
Uh,
insane, dude. Dude's nuts. He is so good. He's a rebound machine. I don't I'm gonna go Houston.
okay,
I'm gonna go Houston. If Calvin Sampson has to figure out how to win these games, he has to.
but now I'm second guessing myself with this one.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I hate picking against Florida because I think Florida's good,
Oh yeah,
but I feel like Houston is just better. Like
uh-huh.
the margin is very slim, but I feel like there's no one on Florida that I'm like, hey, go get me a bucket in crunch time when we need it the most. I mean, I think they have good players. Maybe Thomas Howe can do it,
Oh
but
yeah,
Kingston Flemings, dude, I don't know that Houston just didn't have that last year. They just didn't have that dynamic guard that could go create his own shot.
yeah. And Flemings definitely does that for Houston as well.
I'm going Houston with that one. I'm not second guessing myself at all with that.
I'll stick with Florida here. It's
All
a
right. All right. That's fair enough.
as of
Um,
tonight.
fair enough. Fair enough, dude. I'm not, that's a good pick either way, too.
Mhm.
Now, I got Michigan and St. Louis meeting in the Midwest region in the round of 32. I'm going Michigan. St. Louis is just going to get out talented, plain and
Yup,
simple.
easy pick there. That's for sure.
Texas Tech, Alabama for me. You have Akron beating Texas Tech, which I was going to address earlier. I love I love the confidence in Akron there, but Texas Tech, let's not forget what they've done without JT Toppin here. They've beaten some really good teams. They went at Iowa State, beat them. I mean, they've beaten some good teams without him.
That's true. Definitely true.
I've got Texas Tech, Alabama. I got Texas Tech going to the Sweet 16 here.
I picked Alabama over Akron.
No, I don't like Roll Tide. No Roll Tide. Get Roll Tide out of here. I
We
don't
don't have
any.
James Urban in here tonight.
I was really thinking about picking Hofstra to beat Alabama in the first round, but I decided not to because I'm like, nah, I don't think Alabama's going to choke that bad. I don't think they'll choke that bad. Virginia and Tennessee.
This one, I got to go with Virginia here. I think they have a great team. They nearly
Yeah,
knocked
me
off
too.
Duke in the ACC title game. I'm sticking with Virginia.
And the way they were defending Duke
Yeah.
really kind of like woke me up because I honestly I really thought Virginia was a little bit overrated going into that game, but I was like, why are they ranked so high? Like they don't really have a great resume. But now looking at it, I'm like, they defend the ball really well. They're well coached.
Oh yeah.
They can score. Yeah, I'm going Virginia there as well.
And here's a small nugget with Virginia. The coach that beat them with UNBC is their current head coach. Yep.
Ooh.
He replaced Tony Bennett when he retired.
Yeah, yeah, Tony Bennett was an absolute legend. Yeah, I don't think you could have found a better guy to get that to get that
Guy that
role.
beat you in the first round in the first 16 versus one upset.
Yeah. Yeah, that was nuts, man. I wonder. I'll ask that question after we fill out our bracket. Um,
Oh,
I got Santa Clara and Iowa State.
okay. I have Kentucky and Iowa State. Yeah, I'm taking Iowa State.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Iowa State here. I'm not gonna play stupid with that one. As much as I've had bad history picking Iowa State to go deep, I'm still gonna pick them this year. I think they're too experienced. I mean, they have bigs that can shoot. I mean, if you can knock down the 3-point shot and stretch the floor in March, you're gonna do well. Bottom line.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I think Michigan, Texas Tech, Sweet 16. I'm going Michigan here. Too much talent. They won't have anyone to defend Mara at all.
I
No
got
one.
I got Michigan over Alabama in what feels like a Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Easy
then,
pick.
yep, Michigan.
Iowa State, Virginia.
Iowa State, Virginia. I think this is where Virginia's run ends in the Sweet 16. I'm taking Iowa State here.
Yeah, I'm going to take Iowa State
So
there
talented
as
in
well.
the Big 12.
Now, Michigan, Iowa State. Honestly, for me, I don't really need to spend much time. I'm going Michigan.
Oh, yeah. Yaxel Lindenberg, he's definitely one of the best players in the country. I'm taking Michigan in this one.
And I like Dusty May a lot. I mean, he's great head
It
coach.
with FAU a few years ago.
Yeah, took FAU to the Final Four. Now he's got a perennial powerhouse program.
Oh yeah.
I think he's going to get there and he's going to get it done. And I think Michigan has like the highest point differential in like program history or something like that this year. Like it's like 18. That's nuts, dude. For playing in the Big Ten. I mean, how do you have an 18-point differential when you play in a conference like that? I mean, that's nuts to me. That's how good they are.
In one of the best conferences, one of the deepest conferences as well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm genuinely surprised. I don't think Purdue losing to Purdue is really that, which actually, funny enough, Final Four for that game, I have Purdue and Michigan in a Big Ten final rematch in the Final Four.
Interesting. Who you picking there?
Michigan.
Yep.
I think they're gonna get the second one. I think they're gonna get the rematch.
And I have Arizona and Michigan, and this is where Arizona's run ends in the Final Four.
And then on your other side, I've got Duke and Houston
I
in
got Duke.
there. Duke and Florida. I'm going Duke to
Me
beat
too.
Houston.
Cam Boozer, definitely.
I don't think. Who is your other side? Who is your Final Four on the other side?
Final Four on the other side was Duke and Florida, or the other one, Arizona,
Just name your Final Four real quick.
Duke, Florida, Arizona, and Michigan.
Okay, and then I've got Duke, Houston, Purdue, Michigan, national title game, Duke, Michigan, and
Yeah.
then
Imagine that game in Washington, D.C. a few weeks ago
what was it?
when these two teams played in Washington, D.C. a few
Yeah,
weeks.
that was a great game.
Oh,
Close
yeah.
game. Came down to the last minute. The thing with that one was Michigan just couldn't get a defensive rebound on the last possession. I mean, they held them to a tough shot, basically had them drain most of the shot clock, and then Duke basically was able to run out the clock and make free throws and kind of close it out that way. I mean,
Yeah,
Michigan's got to be able to correct that. And yeah, Duke, Michigan, for me,
that's going to be a great game.
I don't know. I think Duke. Cameron Boozer's just too dominant. He's too dominant.
I picked Duke as well.
He's too good. I think John Shire's finally going to get a national championship as a head coach. And he's going to put Duke, I know he's going to put Duke back in the national championship picture and winning the national championship. I don't think, when was the last time Duke won a national title? Because I think it's
I
been a
think it
little
was
bit.
2015 with Krzyzewski.
Yeah, so I think they're due for one. I think it's been a little long.
And I heard this stat on SportsCenter this morning. I think it was Jay Will who said it. Every time Duke has won the national championship, it was either been in Indianapolis or Minneapolis. And three of them have been in Indianapolis.
Yeah, and the Final Four is in Indianapolis, so like they kind of live there, you know? Like it kind of just makes sense.
It's in Indianapolis this year.
Who's your national championship game?
Duke and Michigan.
Same thing. And
Duke.
you're picking Duke as well.
Yup.
All right. We filled out our bracket. How many total points do you think will be scored in the championship game?
Total points. I think it's gonna be a good defensive battle. I'm gonna say 128.
I'm gonna go like 140 around there. I think like maybe both teams will score 70, maybe.
Uh-huh.
I'll go like 142 just to make it interesting. I'll go 142. All right.
All right.
I'm gonna enter it. And boom, our brackets are officially in.
Let's go.
Let me know in the comments who you guys got. We filled out our brackets. Whew, that was a handful to get into. Um, Make sure to subscribe, you guys. Hit the notification bell. Comment down below who you guys got winning March Madness, some of the upsets and things like that. What do you think about the pod? This is Preston Vargas, host of Threes a Crowd. I appreciate you hopping on, man. We had to dive into a lot, but I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
All right, I appreciate it. I'm Jackson Burleson, of course, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Talk to me, baby. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me nice. I'm from another world, baby, yeah. Broadway paradise. They think I'm way too cold, cause I put my